Field, John Piker.
And starting on row number 3 for your IMCA Modified B main event number 1 in the Superman car out of Corbett, Oregon. That is Colin Weinbarger. Next to him in the number 1C is Tim Cecil out of Merced.
Row number 4 on the inside out of Bakersfield, California. Ladies and gentlemen, you know this guy. That is Brett Bennett. Outside of him, out of Stevenson, California, the 07 Robert Dias.
Inside row number 5 is going to be the 25V, the BMS chassis driven by none other than Josh Vogt from Santa Maria. And the outside is going to be the 5K from Mesa, Arizona. It's Chaz Baca.
Row 6 shapes up like this in the number 2B out of Salinas. That is Bobby Hogue. The 9XXX is Chet Reeves.
Row number 7, the last of the rows, that's going to be the 78 out of San Diego, California, John Walton. Sitting next to him on the outside, he is going to run the backside, the 2J of Justin Schweitzer.
Well, we're going to 12 laps. We've got 14 cars. This will be interesting. We'll see what these guys have for us. That front row is pretty quick. You got Laney and Crockett. We'll see what these guys can do. And one of the cars I'm going to watch because he says he's going to put on a show. As he carries that Moxie camera through the field, Colin Weinbarger says he knows he has to go, and he has to go now because getting into the main event is everything when you drive 16 hours to come race.
Definitely. He made that trip all the way down from Corbett, Oregon. That's right next to Portland, Oregon. Coming down the backstretch, Corey, we're going to come to green this time around.
All right, your flagman going to look him over. It is Laney and Crockett on the front row. Here we go, green flag. B main event number 1 underway in racing. Great start for Laney in the 11L. He put the hammer down, drove away. Did you see the sparks flying into turn 1 as he got on the brakes?
Cody Laney on the high side of the turn number 1. He's pulling about a 6-car length route now of the 51. That, of course, is Brian Clark. Clark now running the middle. He is running second. Colin Weinbarger now challenging for that third spot next to the 21J. That is Justin Crockett. They will run nose to tail, the 51 on the outside. Crockett now Laney on the outside.
Brian Clark looking very good in that 51B, Mike. We didn't talk about him a whole bunch, but, man, he has got the hammer down as he works the number 2 spot.
Contact right now between Superman.
4 wide.
Caused him to go 4 wide. The 1C of Tim Cecil and Superman got together in turn 4. Bottlenecked everybody up.
You have to make your move, ladies and gentlemen. Colin Weinbarger, a little bit of damage on the driver's panel there. It's almost hanging off of the car. He now runs all the way back into the 7th spot. But all out front is going to be the 11 of Cody Laney out of Torrance, California.
Laney looking very strong. I mean, he's running away from this field. Brian Clark trying to reel him in, but I think it's going to take a caution to get to the backside of the 11L. As good as he looks through turns 3 and 4. Contact up in the turn 4 wall, trying to see what car that is. That's going
to be the 1C.
Tim Cecil. Cecil made a heavy contact over there at the apex of 3 and 4. Sparks flying, stayed in the throttle, drove out of it at the stripe. I'll take you through the field for the first 5. It is Laney in the 11L. Brian Clark running third is Crockett. Then it's the 5 of Bennett and the 28 of Piker.
28 of Piker making a huge run down the backstretch right now. He is on the inside. Going to get past, though. That is for the top 5 spot.
Yeah, that 28P had a lot of wheel spin and wheel hop coming out of turn 2. Gave the momentum over to Josh Vogt, and Josh Vogt drove around the outside in that BMS car.
That's Superman Colin Weinbarger getting tagged again by the 1C over there in the left rear quarter panel.
What left rear quarter panel? It is gone. Heavy damage to the left rear of the Superman car.
After having that contact, looks like that car just is not feeling right for Colin.
Well, it's not going forward, and I know like Colin likes it too. I mean, he's one of those guys that likes a high horsepower and can drive the car out of it. It is so slick out there right now. It looks like greasy asphalt.
Your leader, Cody Laney, now going to come up to some lap traffic about 6 cars away. He is running all the way to the top side out of turn 1 and 2, down the backstretch, pulling about 15 car lengths over the 51B of Brian Clark out of Bakersfield, California.
Top 5 cars are all running on the high side. Piker's the only one trying to go to the bottom.
9 laps down. 3 more laps to go for this B main event. You have to move up to make it into the A's.
Well, if you move up, you're going to follow everybody around the track. If you're good, you're going to hunt the track and try to make something happen. And that's what some of these guys in the middle of the pack are doing. Weinbarger specifically, he's trying to race his way into the A. He doesn't have a whole lot of time left. 2 laps remain as we're on lap number 10. Your leader, Cody Laney, will take the white flag this time around as he dives to the bottom of turns 3 and 4. He is down on the apron. He is looking good, driving away from the field. There's the white flag for Laney. He does have a straightaway lead over Brian Clark in the 51. Crockett and Bennett in a heated battle for that 3rd spot. It is all Cody Laney up front. Checkered flag will rise this time around out of turn 4 on the high side. Laney picks up the win. Second will go to the 51B of Brian Clark. Your third place car will be Crockett. Bennett will finish 4th. And the 5th place car will be the number 25 of Josh Vogt. Vogt looking strong there in the late stages.
Yeah, Vogt's one of those guys who can deal with a slick track very well. He's proven that on numerous occasions. He's just got to get, track position is key out here, as Cody Laney showed everybody today.
Wow, Cody Laney's car was hooked up. I mean, he looked good from the drop of the green. He ran away from these guys and let everybody else settle up for second place. Josh, what did you see in that feature, B feature?
A lot of dust and a lot of hard driving. You talk about you only have 12 laps in this B main event to make it into the A's. And it's literally where you start is where you're, you have to progress, you have to move forward. And right now the track is so slick, everybody's running the same way around the track.
Right, and rolling on right now is B main number 2. Again, 12 laps is the distance. We will take you through the lineup once these guys get settled in. Things happen fast, very fast here. Not just the show, but the racing is fast, the track is fast, the whole atmosphere is fast, but this show rolls off bang, bang, bang. One race is rolling off, the next one's rolling on. We are set up for our next B main event. We'll take you through the lineup on the inside of row number 1 out of Marina Del Rey, the number 77. That is Bill Bartell. Starting outside of him in the number 174 from right here in Bakersfield, that is Ethan Dotson.
Inside row number 2 is going to be the 559 of Roy Small from Chowchilla, and the outside is going to be the 11 of Rob Sanders.
Starting on the inside of row number 3 in the number 25B out of Bakersfield, that is Zach Boitnott. And next to him out of Tucson, Arizona, the number 44K of Kelsey Foley.
Inside of row number 4 is going to be the 17N. That is going to be Steve Nolan. And in the 5W, that is going to be Larry Wise.
In the 55, that's Dalen Colley, the 96. Carla Laney, 15E, Bill Eagleston, the 91T, Tony Toast, green flag. Here we go. B main event number 2 underway, 12 laps. Already contact in the back of the pack.
Huge contact.
Oh, my. We're already 3 wide in the first lap. Look at that, 4 wide on the turn.
Major contact with a 44.
Kelsey Foley, contact.
Big time contact. Almost up and over on top of her left side. I don't know if she ran over somebody. 4 wide coming out of turn number 4. They are stacking up out of turn number 4.
Wow, Eagleston was on the binders to stay out of trouble on that one. He was looking right at the turn 4 wall. He went 4 wide coming onto the main straight.
Yeah, while all that's going on, Ethan Dotson in the 174 and Bill Bartell's in the 77, as well as the 11 of Rob Sanders decided, I'm not playing that joke. We've got one around in turn 4.
That is going to be the 25. The 25B of Zach Bonnet out of Bakersfield, California. Caution flag is out 2 laps down. We're going to get these guys maybe settled back down to sit there and try to get it on the restart. But that was crazy. Like I said earlier, these guys have to make the move, and basically it's wreckers or checkers to try to get out of this B main.
Right, you can't settle in. You got to go, and you got to go right now. This is to get into the show. Look at some of the guys here in this B main. There's some heavy hitters here.
There's some huge heavy hitters. And you think about it, you got Coffee.
You got Dotson and Coffee, and you got the 91T of Tony Toast.
Tony Toast started on the back row on the outside.
Carla Laney in the 96. You've got some fast company in this one.
Oh, there's a lot of fast cars out here. This could have been an A main at any other night, but we're at Bud Nationals, B main.
No kidding. That tells you the level of competition and what this race means, not just to the local folks here in California, but this race is truly building a name for itself here in the western half of the United States. We're seeing guys travel to come out and run the Bud Nationals.
Yeah, absolutely, and the crowd has showed up. That they know the drivers that are here, and you're right. This is an A main any place else. The hobbies were the same way. The sport mods were the same way, and this is no exception here. Top 5, you got to get there, or you're packing it in early.
No kidding, and some of these guys are going home early that would normally be in the feature. Caution lights are out. We're gonna go green. Slowly bring us to the green flag.
Out of turn number 4 for the Bud Light restart. Bringing it home, it is the 174 of Dotson. Then the 77 of Bartell's taking it down low on the inside. Dotson on the high side as he screams out of turn number 2. And the 11 now in third place.
Dotson looking very good up front. Dotson looks phenomenal. And the 174 is the leader. Bartell's running second. Here comes the Sandman. Rob Sanders down low trying to do a slide job in the second spot. He may have something for him, and he'll complete that pass out of 2 down the backstretch.
And Sanders does complete that pass down to turn number 3. Bartell still not done. And Tony Toast solid in 4th place. Actually, yeah, 4th place. And he's got an army of cars behind him. He knows what he has to do, and we're following 5 laps in.
3 wide on the front stretch, ladies and gentlemen, right behind Tony Toast. They were literally side by side, door panel to door panel. That's going to be the 5 on the outside. The 5
Larry Wise.
of Larry Wise. Absolutely. He is side by side all the way to the top side, Corey.
Look at that backpack once you get past the 4th place car of Tony Toast. These guys are 3-4 wide, bumping and grinding. And look at Kelsey Foley from the back of the pack. She says, hey, you want to run hard? You want to put a bumper on somebody? Let's go, boys. I'm here to race.
That's where it's at, that final transfer position, and that's where all the action is right now. You've got 6 cars battling for 5th place.
You do, and look at this 44 car of Kelsey. She starts to move forward, but you've got Dalen Coffey up there. I mean, these guys are shooting it out to get into the A main.
Absolutely. Nolan out of turn number 2, and that now is 5th place. The gentleman out of Terrabella, big racing family, knows how to get around this track. One of our regulars takes it high out of turn number 4, but the battle behind him is so intense I can hardly look at it, guys.
Kelsey Foley coming out. Now, 44, she now takes that pass on the high side, passing 2 of them all in the 1 out of the straightaway. 7 laps down, 4 more laps to go. She makes that pass. She's in the top 6.
Man, she's 1 spot out. I believe we're taking 5 into the A.
I believe so.
She is right there trying to get into the show. If she can get to the 17 end of Nolan.
8 laps down, 3 laps to go. If we get a caution, she just might be able to make it into the A main tonight.
Well, she's got to hope for a caution at this point because there's a bad, fast group of cars ahead of her, and she's having a hard time rolling that 17 in as they're both running the high side of the racetrack.
Yeah.
The high side of the racetrack looks like to be the fastest way around the track right now. 9 laps down, 3 more laps to go for your leader. Coming around out of turn number 4, that is going to be the 174, Ethan Dotson.
Dotson, Sanders, Tony Toast now sits in the 3rd spot. Your 4th place car is Bartels, and Nolan rounds out the top 5, and there's Kelsey. She's right there.
10 laps down, 2 laps to go. Ethan Dotson way pulling out from the rest of the field. White flag this time around.
Kelsey knows what she has to do. She is closing up on Nolan, but again, this is the final lap. She's going to have to do it if she's going to do it at all.
Keep going, keep going.
Taking him out here, bringing him home. He's out of turn number 4. The winner last night, it'll be Ethan Dotson, your winner of a B main. Figure that one out.
Finishing second.
Sanders in the 11. Here comes Toast to the stripe for 3rd. 4th, Bartels, and Nolan rounds out the top 5.
I tell you what, man, it is awesome to have all the Moxie crew up here. It is so badass to sit there and have Sully coming up, the Bakersfield announcer, the head announcer coming up here and sharing the time with us. Dude, this is the coolest racetrack and the coolest thing to ever do. Sully, thank you so very much for doing that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you ready for this? Coming out next is going to be your late model dash.
B main.
It's going to be the dash, 8 laps.
I believe that is a late model.
Late model.
B main.
No, guys. Hobby stocks.
Yeah, we've got a change in the program.
It's a hobby stock hot session for the cars that were in the A main from yesterday. The faster cars are going to come out and do a little test session because they haven't run all day today, so they get their first time on the track.
What about this?
So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the hobby stocks, the fastest hobby stocks from yesterday.
So we got a hot lap session coming up with these guys.
We're going to be hot lapping with those guys.
Fantastic.
So listen to this. You want to hear a little bit of hot lap session? Listen to this, folks.
We are going to get off the air here on Spreaker Radio, and we'll be right back with our late model features later on. Stick around. Keep it right here on Spreaker Radio. Corey Penfold, Josh Warbus, Mike Patterson.